Hello students, today we are going to do, I'm going to do my first try at a flipped classroom. I'm going to try to make a nice video, a short video for you to watch for homework, and then when you come into class tomorrow we'll do some more work with nouns, but this way I can get the blah 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 stuff out of the way and we can get right to work when we get into class. So we're going to start talking about nouns, and so I'm going to show a short video. It's from Schoolhouse Rock. I'm sure your parents remember Schoolhouse Rock. Schoolhouse Rock has been around for a while, and then we'll move on to some much more modern things. So here we go.
Well, every person you can know, and every place that you can go, and anything that you can show, you know they're nouns. A noun's a special kind of word. It's any name you ever heard. I find it quite interesting. A noun's a person, place, or thing. Oh, I took a train to another state. The flora and the fauna that I saw were really great. When I saw some bandits chasing the train, I was wishing I was back home again. I took a train to another state. Well, every person you can know, like a bandit or an engineer, and every place that you can go, like a state or a home, and anything that you can show, like animals and plants or a train, you know they're nouns. You know they're nouns. Oh, Mrs. Jones is a lady on Hudson Street. She sent her dog to bark at my brother and me. Gave her dog a big fat bone, and now he barks at Mrs. Jones. She's a lady who lives on Hudson Street. Well, every person you can know, Mrs. Jones, a lady or a brother, and every place that you can go, like a street or a corner, and anything that you can show, like a dog or a bone, you know they're nouns. You know they're nouns. Oh.
So I think you have a general idea about what nouns are, and that video does an okay job at explaining that nouns are a person, a place, or a thing. But I also want to make sure you know that nouns can also be ideas. So you might be asking yourself, what do you mean by an idea? So some examples that I can give you, maybe hope, love, happiness, joy, jealousy, anger, fear. These aren't they're what we call intangible. You can't hold them, you can't touch them like you can other nouns, but they're ideas and they're classified as nouns. So what's going to happen next is I'm going to show just the intro of The Big Bang Theory, which is a show that you may have seen, and I want you, as you're sitting there at home with your computer, to see if you can list all the nouns you can hear. And it's only going to be a short 20 seconds, and I'll actually play it twice for you so you can do your best to catch all the nouns. And after that, I'll show you my list.
Our whole universe was in a hot, dense state that nearly 14 billion years ago expansion started. Wait, the earth began to cool, the autotrophs began to drool, Neanderthals developed tools, we built a wall, we built the pyramids, math, science, history, unraveling the mystery. It all started with a big bang.
So that was number one, and here is your second time. See if you can do your best to find all the nouns.
Our whole universe was in a hot, dense state that nearly 14 billion years ago expansion started. Wait, the earth began to cool, the autotrophs began to drool, Neanderthals developed tools, we built a wall, we built the pyramids, math, science, history, unraveling the mystery. It all started with a big bang.
So I'll give you a second, and if you need more time, this is just a YouTube video. You can always go back and rewind it and listen again. But here is my list of the nouns. Take a second to check them out. One that you might not have gotten was expansion, and that one we can argue about a little bit. Some people might say that it's a verb because it's kind of an action, but here we're saying that expansion was an event, so it is indeed a noun. Apart from that, they seem to be pretty self-explanatory. Here, math, science, history, mysteries, those are going to be examples of those idea nouns that you can't really hold, you can't really touch. You can touch a wall, you can touch the pyramids, you can touch tools, but these idea nouns, they are indeed still nouns. So now we have to talk about the difference between proper nouns and common nouns. And the way you probably remember them is that proper nouns are capitalized. And that's absolutely correct. But the question is, what if you're writing and you aren't sure if you should capitalize the word or not? So we need now to talk about the definition of a proper noun. So when we say a proper noun, we're saying a proper noun is a specific thing. So in the theme song here, Earth would be a proper noun because it's a specific planet. And even although, and you want to be careful here because yes, Neanderthal is capitalized, but it's arguable. I could say it would be proper, but I'm not sure if it's a specific Neanderthal. Maybe if we named somebody, but Neanderthal is a kind of human being, and that's for the science people to debate. We can debate that later. But you will notice that there's very minimal punctuation here. So I would even argue that this comma right here should actually be a period. So we'll get there. But a specific thing, so when you're thinking about a specific thing, if I say that the common noun is teacher, take a second now to think about what the proper noun would be, or what a possible proper noun would be if the common noun was teacher. So if you're thinking of Mrs. Stevens, Mr. Carney, Mrs. Sunday, Mrs. Ferguson, Mrs. Feehan, that's great. Those are all proper nouns. Now, if you said Mr. G, then you have officially made my list of favorite students. So I hope after this short video you have a pretty good idea, or you have a refresher, because I'm sure you've talked about nouns before. You have a refresher of nouns so that when you come into class tomorrow, we can get right to work with some nouns and maybe some tricky nouns, some of the ones that we can call into question. So I will see you